Welcome to the Nora Project video about adaptations. When you're in classrooms and you're thinking about adapting an activity, it's important to adapt for the child's needs and preferences, not for the disability. Disabilities aren't the same as one another, and children are all different from one another, so it's important that we're adapting for a child's specific need and their preferences. Again, not for the disability. We like to think of making adaptations with I can. I standing for input, C standing for choice, A standing for adapt, and N standing for navigate. When we think of the word input, what input can our Nora friend give us? When we think about choices, what choices can we offer for participation? Adapting, how can we adapt our toys and activities? Navigate, how can we make the play environment easy to navigate? We're going to go over some example activities for arts and crafts. I, seek input. Let your Nora friend choose colors, shapes, and where to put a mark or other object on their paper. For example, if you were making a snowman, you might give your Nora friend a red hat and a black hat and let them choose. You might let them decide where they're going to drop their buttons on their snowman, even if it doesn't make sense to you on the snowman or it doesn't go where you envisioned it going. Having them give input into their own project is very important. Offer choices. To help a child feel as included as possible, offer him or her the same choices as other students are being given. So if you give your students the opportunity to color with markers or with crayons, you're going to want to give your Nora friend the exact same opportunities to pick. Do you want to paint with a paintbrush or do you want to paint with your fingers? Again, another choice in having their work and their activity be authentic to them. Adapt. There's lots of ways to do things. You can adapt activities and materials to meet your Nora friend's needs. Another example would be when having them give input into their activity or give them a choice, you might let them use eye gaze if they're not able to answer verbally. So for example, if we were going to go back to our snowman example, and you were using a hat and giving them a choice of colored hats, you might hold the red hat to the left and the black hat to the right, and then let your Nora friend choose which hat he or she wants by looking at that item. Here are some examples of how to adapt activities. If you don't have foam tubing to make handles on paintbrushes or on spoons thicker, you might use self-adhesive gauze to make handles thicker and easier to grip. If you're in a pinch and you don't have adhesive gauze with you, you can wrap them in a paper towel and then secure with masking tape. When we think about adapting cutting, allow ripping instead of cutting. Offer pre-cut shapes, or have one of your other students cut out two of something instead of one and share with their Nora friend. You can also use stickers to help give things more detail or help make them more interesting. Multisensory learning is important for all students, especially students with disabilities. It adds a whole new element to their learning and their experience. So you might add scents to the paint or add a bell to the paintbrush. Gives them something to smell, something to hear. Again, you wouldn't do this for just your Nora friend, you would do this for all of your students so that everybody got to experience the multisensory project together. Some of your Nora friends are going to require hand-over-hand assistance, and this is okay. I encourage you to ask their adult to show you how to do it first. And always tell your Nora friend what you're doing and in tune to their response and comfort level. Remember, your focus is play and have fun, not necessarily to teach a new motor skill. Although if that occurs during your play, that's just an added bonus. Watch for a passive response when attempting this technique. You want to encourage participation, not do it all for your friend. If possible, allow your Nora friend to guide the movement or put your hand under theirs rather than give complete control. Have you give complete control. You want to give them the control of what they're doing. Navigate, and in the I can statement, you want to consider how your Nora friends will navigate the space. Make sure your space is cleared for any equipment your friend may use for mobility, such as a wheelchair, and that there's a safe and comfortable space for your friend in the room. Another option would be to help navigate the space would be using Velcro or double-sided tape, a clipboard, or a clip to hold things in place. And in the classroom or the space that you're in, consider making signs or posting symbols to help your Nora friends visually understand the space and their options. If you have any questions about what you've learned here today, feel free to reach out to Lauren at the Nora Project or Erin at the Nora Project, and we're happy to get you the answers that you need. Thank you.